Hey mathematicians, welcome to our guided practice for multiplying by 10 and 100. Let's go ahead and read our question. Ferry boats carry cars from the mainland to Friday Island. A ferry carries a maximum of 100 cars. Maximum means that it can carry no more than 100 cars. In the month of June, when there are many tourists, the ferry makes 456 trips from the mainland to the island. Which expression shows a way to use expanded form to find the number of cars that could be transported to the island in June? So we are going to multiply using expanded form. So if I'm multiplying 465 times 100, I need to expand this 465 out. I need to put it into an expanded form. So if my 4 is in my hundreds place, I have a value of 400. If my 6 is in my tens place, I have a value of 60. My 5 is in my ones place, I have a value of 5. So now that I've expanded that out, now I can multiply each of those values by 100. But looking at my answer choice, it doesn't look like I have to go any further. It just wants me to expand out this 465 and then multiply by 100. So let's go ahead and look at our answer choices. A, 100 times 4 plus 6 plus 5. So that's not correct because although the digits match, right, they have no value. B, 100 times 40 plus 66 plus 5. That's not even really close, right? We're missing a 0 here. This 6 should be a 0. So we're going to eliminate B. C, 100 times 400 plus 60 plus 5. Hey, we have our expanded form and we have times 100, so that's going to be a maybe. D, 100 times 400 plus 6 plus 5. This one's tricky, so if only they had a 0 here, that would be correct. But because they're missing the 0, we'll eliminate it, making C our correct answer choice. Alice thinks of a mystery number. Her number is 10 times larger than 931. What is the value of the 3 in Alice's number? So I'm going to go ahead and get a blank line sheet of paper so I can use my place value chart for this problem. So if I have 931, I have my ones, my tens, my hundreds, and I'm looking for a number that is 10 times larger. So remember, as I move to the left in my place value chart, right, my numbers get 10 times larger. So if I multiply 9 times 10, it's going to move from the hundreds to the 1000s place. Actually, I'm going to drop this down. It's going to move to the thousands place. If I multiply 3 times 10, that 3 is going to move from the tens to the hundreds place. And if I multiply 1 times 10, it's going to move into the tens place. So then I just need to add my placeholder 0. Now let's look back at what the question is asking me. So we know that Alice's number is 9,310, and it's asking me for the value of the 3. So what place is the 3 in? It's in the hundreds place, which means it has a value of 300. So F is 3,000, G is a maybe, H is too small. This would be if we were looking at the value of this number, right? But Alice's number is 10 times bigger than 30. And J, that would be 10 times smaller, 1/10 smaller. So it looks like G is our correct answer choice. Carson rode his bicycle 10 miles each day for 325 days to train for a bicycle marathon race. Which equation can be used to find the total number of miles Carson rode? So just glancing at my answer choices, I noticed that they are using expanded form in order to multiply by 10. So I'm going to go ahead and cover up my answer choices, and I'm going to expand out this 325. So 325, I have my ones place, my tens place, my hundreds place. So if I write this number in expanded form, I should get 3 hundreds plus 2 tens for a value of 20 and 5 ones for a value of 5. Now I need to go through and multiply each of these numbers by 10. So I'm going to do 300 times 10. Then I'm going to add that to 20 times 10. And finally add that to 5 times 10. So each of my values, so 300, 20, and 5, should be being multiplied by 10. So let's go through and let's compare our answer to our answer choices. So A, 300 times 10, we got that. 20 times 10 plus 5 times 10, so that's going to be a maybe. 300 plus 10 times 20 plus 10 times 5 times 10. So this one, they have their operations mixed up. This should be 300 times, not 300 plus, and this should be plus, not times. So we're going to eliminate B. C, 300 plus 10 plus 20 plus 10 plus 5 plus 10. So again, they're using the wrong operation. Even though these plus signs in the middle are correct, inside of our expanded form, these should be multiplication, not addition. And lastly, D, 300 times 10, yep, times, 20 times 10 times 5 times 10. So again, that operation, this should be an addition symbol. So we're going to go ahead and eliminate D, which makes letter A our correct answer choice. In 2013, Oakdale had a population of 856,500. This number is 100 times as much as the population of Grovetown. 10 times as much as the population of Grovetown. Which equation correctly compares the population of Oakdale to Grovetown? So let's talk about this 100 times as much. This number is 100 times as much as the population of Grovetown. So this means our Oakdale population is going to be bigger by 100 times than Grovetown. So we know that Grovetown is going to be smaller than Oakdale by 100 times. So I want to go ahead and I want to put this in a place value chart. So I'm going to get out my blank line sheet of paper. I'm going to put those in a place value chart. 856,500. So I have my ones, tens, hundreds, ones, tens, 100,000s. And this is 100 times more. So if this number is bigger, I need to find out what's smaller by 100 times. So I'm going to move all of my digits over 100 times, or 2 place values. So my 5 would be 10 times less, 100 times less. So my 5 would move to my ones place. My 6 would be 10, 100 times less, so it would move to the tens place. My 5 would move 10, 100 times, so to the hundreds place. And my 8 would move 10, 100 times to the right, to the 1,000s. Oops, that's supposed to be an 8. To the 1,000s place. So it should be 8,565 times 100. So F, 856 times 100? No. G, 8,565 times 100? Maybe. H, 85,659 times 100. Looks like they added a digit there. so no. J, 8,565,900 times 100. So these would not be correct, right? Because if this number is getting 100 times bigger, I would need to add 2 more zeros. So I want to show you a trick really quickly to check your work on these types of questions. So if I have 8,565 times 100, I can break apart this number. I can pull these zeros off. I can do 8,565 times 1. So anything times 1 is still itself. So 8,565. And then I'm just going to move these zeros and plop them on the end of the number I'm multiplying by. So it should be 8,565 times 100 equals 856,500. So it looks like G is correct. The numbers below follow a pattern: 16, 160, 1,600. Which expression shows one way to find the next number in this pattern? So again, we look at our place value chart, and I do 16. I have my ones, tens, hundreds, ones, tens, 100,000s. Okay, so it looks like to get from 16 to 160, these digits are moving one place value, which means they're getting 10 times greater. And again, to go from 160, looks like they're moving over one place value, so they're getting 10 times bigger again. So it looks like each time they're growing 10 times bigger. So to move this 1,600, the next pattern, they're all going to move over one more place value, growing 10 times bigger. So it looks like we probably need to multiply 1,600 by 10. So 1,600 times 10, maybe. 1,600 times 100, probably not, because if I multiplied this 16 by 100, I would have gotten 1,600. So we're going to eliminate B. 160 times 10, well, I already have this number and it's asking me to find the next number, so I need to manipulate this 1,600. Or 16 times 100. Again, I'm looking to manipulate this last number to follow my pattern. This 16 times 100 would give me 1,600 or 1,600. So it looks like A is our correct answer choice. All right, last one. The food pantry receives 10 cases of macaroni and cheese. Each case, so that means one case, contains 10 boxes. The weight of each box is 9 ounces. What is the total weight of the boxes? What is the total weight of the boxes of macaroni and cheese in the 10 cases? So I'm going to go ahead and get my blank line sheet of paper, and I'm going to draw a picture. So I have 10 cases. So 10 cases. And inside each of those cases is another 10 boxes. And each of those boxes is 9 ounces. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put 10 nines. And I could go through and do that for each box, but I think we get the idea. So inside each case are 10 boxes, and each box is 9 ounces. So we're looking for the total weight of boxes of macaroni and cheese in the case. So we first want to figure out how much is in one box, or I'm sorry, one case. So if I have 9 ounces for one box, but I have 10 boxes, I'm going to multiply the 9 ounces times 10 boxes. So remember, we can pull that 0 off. 9 times 1 equals 9. add the 0 back on. 9 times 10 is 90, or we could set that up in a place value chart. Do my 1s, my 10s. If I'm multiplying by 10, I'm going to put 9 in the 10s place, fill in the zeros. I still get 90. So I'm now at 90 per one case. But how many cases do I have? I have 10. So I have to multiply by 10 again to get the weight of all the cases. So 90 times 10, I can pull these zeros out for just a minute. 9 times 1 equals 9. Add in my zeros, 1 from the 90, 1 from the 10, for a total of 900. Or I could use my place value chart. I'm multiplying by 10 again, so I have 10s, 1s. I'm going to put 90 in the 10s place, 0 in the 1s. When I rewrite my number, I have 900. So it looks like my cases weigh a total of 900 ounces. So F is just a little too big. G looks just right. H is possibly, if we would have stopped here, right? If we would have found the total for one case, but we were looking for all 10 cases. So H is going to be eliminated. And then J, that would only be one box inside a case. So it looks like G is the correct answer choice.